Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to a Lyceum evening coming to you from the Poole Christian Spiritualist Church. We've got a guest for the weekend. Hello. Lovely Bill Rich, and in the background there is the lovely Celia. Hi, she's there.
Keeping tags on me.
Yeah. So we are having a weekend. We had a dem last night.
We did, yeah.
And a workshop today.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed both.
This here tonight, and then of course our remembrance service tomorrow.
Very important one.
So welcome anyway.
Thank you, Laurie. Lovely to be here.
Are you enjoying your visit?
I always enjoy my visit down here. I love coming down here.
Yeah, it's a fiver.
Actually, it was a real fiver, but I think it was a Monopoly one.
Yeah, real Monopoly five. What's wrong with that? Bill, how long have you been working in public as a medium?
In public, I say about 32, 33 years. Yeah, in public, about 33 years. Can't believe I said that, Laurie. It seems like an age.
I know.
An absolute age.
Somebody said to me, how long have you been studying, sitting with it? And I'm like, about 30 years.
Do you ever find yourself looking back and thinking, I never thought I'd last this long?
That's interesting, because when you come into it, you don't actually make a forward plan.
No, you go with that wave, don't you? You just follow it.
Yeah.
And I sometimes remind myself and say, I can't believe I've been doing it 33 years. Like, actually doing it. No, I love it. You love it?
I do. Little bit disenchanted at the moment, disenfranchised.
In which way?
Well, we got stuff going on. It's a hard world at the moment, and we know, talking to various fields, so not just mediumship, we're talking about the different types of healing, where people are building a business around it, which is fine.
Yeah, no issue with that.
Fine, if people earn money out of their mediumship, that is not a problem. But the trouble is, because of the tightness of money, where you used to have, like, say, one medium for 10 sitters, you've now got 2 mediums for 5 sitters.
Yeah, there's an increase.
And this is starting to cause...
Yeah.
Because you see a lot, don't you, of... hello, Matt. Nice to see you, sir. You see a lot of this friction coming in between people and trying to reinvent the wheel, and that really just, honestly.
Yeah.
Seriously. Reiki's Reiki.
Right.
That's all I know is Reiki. I don't know any other form of Reiki. I don't get it.
Yeah. You can't reinvent something that's been around for so long, no matter how you name it. It still comes from the same source and delivered in exactly the same way. But you've got to give it a fancy name, a gimmicky name, just to bring people into it.
I know. I was just seeing there was a post out the other day, and I just sat there and I thought, yeah, maybe I'm just getting too old. Maybe I just need to retire, because I just don't get this stuff.
I'm actually gonna throw a spanner in the works here. I remember.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I haven't seen that for ages. I remember when I started and I was just coming out of circle.
Funny you should say I remember, because as you said that, the Womble came in, Julie Caswell. So I remember you're a Womble. Hi, Julie.
Hello, Julie. I don't know you, but I'll say hello, Womble. Do you know what I mean? And I remember the old established mediums at the time. Bear in mind, we're the young bucks coming through. And it's like, who are you? Do you know how long I've been working?
Oh, yeah.
But they were moaning about the style of mediumship right? That was coming out. Here we are, 30 odd years later, going, I don't like what they're doing. But the difference is when I look at what they're doing this day and age, it's nowhere near trained as we were.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And as I say, I'm just getting a little bit disenfranchised with spiritualism in general. This preponderance that we have about the message. It's like, sitting on a stool with only one leg. There is so much that we can be doing together. There is so much that we can be doing together that has relevance to today's world. I'm really sorry. I don't care what my great aunt Dot did with her bloody bloomers at the end of the Second World War. I really don't care. I would rather my great aunt Dot tell me
how to live now.
Yeah.
What
to do, well, not what to do, but have thoughts about today.
I think that's this is only my own opinions here. I think the criteria of spirit now, years ago, was the evidence. It was the message to prove that actually when we die, the physical body dies, we live. But it's so widely accepted now, TV, magazines, radio, mainline streaming and etc. Now, I think there's this well-being. How do I live? How do I cope with now? And that is a hard world. And I think, I can see a point with that.
Yeah.
Spirit has always guided us, but, we're getting old, mate.
We're maturing like fine wine.
Yes. Mine just needs retopping up somewhere, yeah?
Yes. I'm like a classic bottle of Amarone if anybody's buying me a Christmas present. Anyway.
I'll just have a nice Bacardi. Anyone out there who wants to chuck one to me. And I think, Neil, if you can bring that in, that spirit is here, we are here, we give that proof we're here, but we're here to guide you, to help you navigate this world.
Yeah.
And I've said this to a few people. I always used to hate the word well-being, but that is what people are searching for.
Yeah, I get the well-being. That opens up onto the wider market. And anything like that brings forward sort of like peace, healing, whatever, that's fine. But even in the well-being circles, we're seeing now a rise in territoriality over certain topics. Again, do you know what I cannot stand is the backstabbing.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I know I've said this before online. I can't find the word on how it makes me feel. I really can't. It's just hideous.
My mum was a medium. I think I've said this to you before. And I remember when my mum was as proud as punch when I started to train and work. And she said, if you think you've taken knives out of your back in your life, wait till you become a medium. Because it's this jealousy, this territory, this is my domain, this is mine, And how does it make me feel? It makes me feel angry. It makes me feel angry because at the end of the day, we're there to help each other. I have no qualms, and I've said this on live before. If someone phoned me up and said, I'm having difficulty with spirit, how do I do this? If I can advise them, I will advise them. Because that's what it is. We're helping each other all the way along. Not, I can help you, here's a price tag. Or I can help you, but don't go booking that venue because that's mine.
Yeah.
Right? You are getting that now.
Yes.
Hello,
lovely Marion. Yes, I come across that several times.
Yes.
This is my turf. And I'm like,
my turf.
Are you medium or some cheap East End gangster ripoff? I'm really sorry. I really don't know where you're coming from.
You booked that hall. I'm sending the boys round.
I know. Gang of elderly ladies who are going to sit there unwrapping sweets all night.
Sweet wrappers, yeah. We did the workshop today, didn't we? Yeah, when I was in there and you were sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at them.
I've been asleep since then.
I thought you was asleep through it, but there you go.
Yeah, right. A lot for the teaching.
Yeah,
anyway,
there you go, mate. Get a decent teacher. Yeah. And I kind of want to say I've done my time. Right? I've learned my trade as best I can, but I'm always learning and refreshing and learning. And I wonder where, like the workshop today, where these people are going to go. How are they going to find their niche? What are you going to bring to the front? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that worries me because basically I think now we've become so preoccupied with the message, we actually forgot the meaning of spiritualism. The knowledge, the understanding, I think that is sadly missing now. No one wants to sit and train like it, Laurie.
I know. And it's, you know what, I was quite heartened last night after your den finished, and we were just doing the closing thing. And I started saying, if you've enjoyed tonight, that's wonderful. But please remember, this is not all spiritualism. Yes. There is so much more. Di-da. And then actually people will approach me out in the hall and ask me, so what else is there? And I thought,
that's nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing that in the greater degree. I can't say it across the board because I don't go everywhere.
I remember thinking this a long time ago, that spiritualism in its popularity, its real popular times, often follows hardship, pain, death, wars, things like that, because people want answers. They want conclusion. They want to know that person's fine, and it thrived. We know that from the First and the Second World War, and that. Now you talk to anybody, and I found this. You walk down the street, and you talk about mediumship, and they go, "Oh yeah, you're a psychic." Like it's mainstream. Everybody knows, and so. And at the time now, people only have us down as, I need a message. Shall I buy the green car or the red car? I'll go and see a psychic, they'll tell me. And they use us to make decisions for them, which are not what we're all about.
I know. It's all right, we're still live. I just need to check on something here. Again, it's not being... It's not being disseminated in an intelligent way, and I don't want to sound high-handed or anything like that. It's not from that whatsoever, but it is, this complete reliance on the evidential mediumship. We're talking about churches becoming centres, etc. I'm really sorry. It doesn't matter a fig what you've got written over your door.
It's what you offer.
It's what you do. If you're going to change, radicalize what you're doing. Tomorrow's service, remembrance service.
Yeah.
No dem of mediumship in there. And I know some people will go, oh, where's the dem? Yeah. It's separate. Yeah. Under the religion of spiritualism, we are having the remembrance. I've been doing these revival services, which I love.
Okay, yeah.
Flower sentience.
Oh, I love flower sentience.
Some of the old thing, I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And people are going, wow, but you bring in the explanation. You bring in that understanding about what it's about, what's going on, what's happening.
And there used to be some great demonstrators of that. Flower sentience.
The first one I did psychometry.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I was on that platform and I was struggling with the energy because it was just so high. I was like, whoa, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what is going on?
Do you know what? The guys out there are watching. And you can have a good vocabulary, very educated, but I tell you what, you cannot put into word form that feeling of that energy, can you?
No.
It's just so encompassing.
It was absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was doing it, with the psychometry to lead into the connection, to lead into the message. And it worked seamlessly. It was absolutely wonderful.
I've got to tell you this, right?
You haven't got to, but you're going to.
I'm going to anyway because I like boring him, right? I love to see, look, he's off, he's gone, I'm going now, right?
I'm in trance.
You're in trance, yeah. Sitting in a trance?
Many moons.
Don't start that, right? I love to watch art, spirit art.
Yeah.
Right? Real, proper art. And do you know what? When you speak to some of the guys or women who are doing this, they're not artistically trained.
Mm.
You know, couldn't draw you a mastic man or woman, and they produced this beautiful drawing. And Ivor James, I think his name was. And I went to see him at Westcliff in Essex. He had his easel up there, all his pencils and etc. And he'd had this bowl. And he'll say, right, I'm going to draw. Whilst I'm drawing, I want you to put something in a bowl, something that belongs to you. So he actually did the psychometry while he was doing the drawing.
Yeah.
And he turned around, and that was the bit that got me. He never looked to pick a piece.
Yeah.
He actually just put his hand in, oh, that'll do. And he'd hold it like this, and he'd be like, okay. Do you know I have this wonderful person? And the evidence he gave from it, right? And I heard him, watched him put this drawing together, and he said, I've been chatting about this gentleman, and the recipient of this held it up like that. What? Not looking at it. Can you accept that? And little voice went, yes. He said, would this be the gentleman that we're connecting to? And turned it round so everyone could see. She went, that's my dad. I sat there like, oh my God, that is spirit communication. You try and find an artist now.
Why?
Now,
I sat with my team and I said, why do we not get the names that we are so used to? Go on YouTube, good old Gordon, name, you know, flying out, address, all this. I said, why are we not getting that? And there's sort of two things. Today, you don't use names so much.
Right.
And I thought, that's true. Ivor James, Geraldine.
Yeah.
She would have a very big interest in that.
Yeah.
So she's Googling away. Yeah, we don't use names as much nowadays. And he said, number two, he said, you stop looking for them. Yeah. And I thought, I get that because everybody freaks out, don't they?
Yeah.
I've noticed it in development time and time again. You get people coming in brand new into development and you're working on making a link, and invariably you'll get, I've got a man here, he's 6'2", wearing a cap. Everybody in spirit's got a bloody cap. I never, all my years in spiritualism, a number of times I've got a man here with a cap. I'm like, what is this, the Yorkshire Mediums Guild? Anyway, I've got a man, 6'2", wears a cap, and his name is so-and-so. Nobody ever takes it.
No.
Nobody ever takes it. And I always say just build. Build from the bottom up. Yeah. Build from the secure that connection. Bring that in. And do you know what? I've sat there, I was at the top of 100 names on Google. And I've sat there a few times now going through it, going, Albert, Arthur, Horatio, you know, and reading out the name to bring it into my awareness.
Yeah, it's the effort you put in. I remember one message last night. I don't often remember messages, but she pulled me outside and wanted to say thank you for a message. And she went, how the bloody hell did you know I was at the grave with my son?
Yeah, that was good, Dad.
And he crawled over the stones and come away muddy. I said, because he's standing now, not showing me, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
He's actually come within my energy and showing me what is his memories, what he saw you do. And it wasn't what she said, the thank you. It was that embrace, that thank you. It come from the heart, you know, and that was lovely, you know. And you're a medium, I'm a medium, many mediums out there. And we're saying the same thing. Well, if you've done it once, why can't you do it all the time?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure Spirit give you these little carrots that keep us going. Does that make sense?
Very much so. And I always find if you turn your attention to something new, in your mediumship, it will really stand out at first, and then you've really got to start working on it. It's like, this is what you can do, now get on with it.
Yeah.
Going over to the comments. Lovely Geraldine Stormfield. She's such a nice lady. I really like her. She's saying about Ivor James. She said, I knew him, great man, did everything, also a musician.
Yeah.
And wonderful Julie, talking at Wimbledon Church. They had an art exhibition. We have quite a few portraits by Ivor James and Coral Poge.
Yeah.
Coral Poge used to work with Gordon a lot, didn't she?
Yeah. Keith Charles worked with her.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. My mum knew Coral, and I've seen the drawings that she's had from Coral. They knew each other as friends. That's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always say, if you've ever done this, have you heard that thing that you can look at a picture done by a great artist and you can see it in the eyes? They seem to catch the eyes, don't they? Oh yeah.
We've got two pictures here, and wherever you are in the church, they're looking at you.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, spooky.
It's one of today's world, Richard Stuttle.
Right.
I love his artwork, and what I really love are his. Oh God, the name's gone.
Old age, mate.
They'll do the circle with a picture, and it's all the message in the picture.
Yeah.
And yeah, his stuff is just awesome. And he's just had a little baby girl, so well done, both of you.
But you say with the artwork, it was. I still think it's got a very valid place in today's spiritual movement, but you don't see them. You don't see good speaking mediums with addresses, powerful addresses, by letting spirit come in and actually work. It's all about the message.
Yeah.
And this is where we go back to the same thing. Some of the old school ways, flower sentience.
That's great fun.
Oh, I used to watch Barry DeRose do it.
Really?
Right.
Barry DeRose doing flower sentience.
Seriously, Barry DeRose.
Okay.
Celia's laughing. I can hear her in the background.
And what did Robert Cucumber do?
Saladin. He was doing a demo and I was working with him. And as I was doing my style of mediumship, right, he was doing a sentience. So I stood there and I went, I think I could do that. So he went, well, go on then. I was like, oh. Yeah. You called me bluff now, didn't you? So I was just like, please, God, don't make me look stupid here. And I picked it up and I went, oh, yeah. And I was just looking. It was just this energy coming. And it was like, yeah, this is unfolding because of, and this, and then suddenly it went straight back to this is who's telling me.
Yeah.
And I said to the woman, can you understand that? And I had to ask her twice. I said, you're not just saying that for the sake of it. And he went, I ain't working with you no more. Like that, joking. But yeah, he was fantastic at it.
Well, it goes back to autographs. That's the word I'm looking for. Autographs. I have a fascination with autographs.
Yeah.
I sat in Anne Randall. She's fairly local to here. I sat in her workshop and I was just playing about. I had no intent in trying to draw a face, big round.
You actually stay like that. You look a lot better.
Yeah, ping pong ball with big ears on it. It's the face. I had, I'm like, I'm not going down that for it. And I was just doodling. And I've just done this really nice picture. And I was like, bloody hell.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
You ever heard of a medium called Bill Forrester?
The name's on the edge of my knowledge. I have heard the name, not anything in depth.
He was a spirit artist. Yeah. And he used to say about how they would train one side of the brain.
Okay.
Right. And he said, this will be you. And that side will be spirit.
Yeah.
And I said to him, tips? I mean, I like drawing, right? But I'm not like a spirit artist. Does that make sense? I can do good bulimia drawing, but that's about as far as it goes, yeah? And he would say, sit still. You know how to contact spirit. you know that you can sit there and spirit can impress you, they can talk to you, but don't do none of that. Just sit there with the pen or the pencil, right? And just let it happen. And he said you would be surprised. It will start as squiggles.
Mm.
And what it is, they're looking to gain the control of the medium, not through the mental ability, more through the physical ability. And he said if people did that, you would be surprised. And it's a lead up to, well, prelude to automatic writing.
Yeah.
Let it flow.
Yeah.
And he said, and this was years ago, I like Bill, and he said, no one sits for it now. There ain't, do you know what he said to me? There isn't a market for it. That's what he said. There isn't a market for it.
Yeah. Sad. But I just don't know, as I said, at the moment, the way things are, I'm just that little bit despondent, and I need to pick myself up again and kick myself up the backside and just get back on the horse.
I don't think you're alone there.
No?
No.
Well, that's good to hear.
For that. No, seriously. I mean, maybe the guys out there themselves would answer this. I have threatened for 33 years. I've never been a medium that has said, I'm going to take a year out and have this year sabbatical, yeah?
Mm.
I've always worked. But this year, and I said this to Keith Charles, my mate, is as close as I have come to actually walking away from it. And I genuinely give you my word of honour.
Why?
Because I don't recognise it.
Hmm.
And I'm going to explain to people, and I hope if I can, yeah?
Well, you are the guest. It is your show.
Well, no,
we'll allow you.
Right? I've no objection and no problems with mediumship and earning money, mediums earning money. No problem with that. You can stand up on a platform, whether it be a theatre, you will do your job. Whether it be a hall, you would do your job.
Mm-hmm.
But I always have stood by and always will remember where I come from, which was the churches. And the churches is the nearest I can get to finding true spirituality or spiritual connection.
Mm.
You will not get that standing up on a theatre, right? Because you are the message machine. You will get that in a den. You are the message machine. A church service gives you the chance to impart knowledge through an address, to create the ambience with the spirit world, the spirit mind.
Yeah. And
I got to the stage where I thought, where am I going? This is becoming, I'm going to use the word, and please, I mean this nicely, bored.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Bored, where am I going? And so I had to, I did, it was forced upon me by health. I took a back seat, and with Celia's health as well. And it gave me time to sort of readjust my views. And then, like today, when you do the workshop, or last night in the den, and you see the power of spirit communicating, and you think, you still got a place, right? I think now you've got to be selective.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be selective, and I think you've got to make your mind up through your training. Now, what kind of medium are you going to be? Are you going to aim for the big stage, try to create a big name, earn your money? Yeah, you can do that. You can do it down the psychic lines, but you won't stand a hell's chance if you're going to try to understand what spirit is about, because all you're concentrating on is delivering a message, not the meaning. My rant over.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of things you said there. Just pick up on a comment here from the lovely Geraldine. Either of you work with a spirit artist. Mediums don't get the training to do that. I did.
Jeff Phillips, I know Jeff Phillips.
It went horribly wrong because I've got a gentleman here, and the artist was drawing a lady, and I'm thinking, okay. Jeff Phillips, who worked with Coral, could look at a portrait and give all the evidence. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. Same with, I'm going to do that at the end of this month, a photo service. Yeah. People put a photo in an envelope.
Yeah.
With that as part of the revival series. And Bill Forrester, who worked at the SAGB, same building as Coral at the same time. Bill is a great teacher.
He is.
Geraldine's this mine of information, but don't tell anybody because she's mine.
Okay.
She's my main.
Your mate.
My main.
She's your Google.
She's my main. Yes.
I got to agree. Bill Forrester, he brought fun. I remember his wife. She was very ill. Take her to the shows, and he'd put her in push her in a wheelchair and everything. And you get up there, and Bill was just Bill. You know, you could laugh, you could joke. There was no air, no pretense. This is who I am. And it reflected in his work. You know, that is it. You know, I love Bill Forrester. And Jeff Phillips, I've worked with Jeff Phillips many times. I remember when Jeff started. You know, very lively is Jeff Phillips. Yeah, the laughing postman, yeah. No, that's but there's another organisation, the SAGB. That's changed.
Change is good.
Yeah.
I like change.
Yeah.
If it's change for the positive, you know, we live in an ever-changing world. Spirit, a number of people who say, "Oh, Spirit won't change the way they work with me." No, you have changed, and they are filling in the blanks now.
Yeah, you are growing.
Yes, you've changed, so that what they used to do with you bears no fruit now. Oh, hello. Who's that?
I'm sitting here. I was watching the guy sitting in the chair there. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
I've lost there. Postman Pat. Who's that?
Postman Pat. That is Jeff Phillips. He's a postman.
Oh right. Oh okay.
What's his handle? Letters by day, messages by night. I quite like that. Yeah. But no, like I said, I mean, how do you change it all?
It's got to come. Well, it's got to come hand in hand with Spirit, and this is what I'm seeing. There was a post yesterday, or whenever, recently. And I just looked at it and I just thought, oh, for God's sake, I'm just going to jump out the nearest window here in a minute.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming the other night and supporting me doing mediumship. It was great that you were all there on my behalf looking out for me. And I'm just like,
really?
Okay, the Ego bus has just arrived at Terminal 2.
All aboard.
I know, it's just so frustrating. Anyway, Angela, darling. Kathy Lee Lucas, trained spirit artist on the SNUI. Very nice. There we go.
Right.
Super. She's a lovely lady, Kathy. Yeah, I like her. She did one of our evenings and showed some of her art, and it's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tony Katz, another good medium. Used to do spirit art.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually a trained artist. And he used to work with his wife, so he would do the drawings and she would do the messages. Have you ever worked with a spirit artist?
I said only once, and the first link was I've got a man here, and she was drawing a woman, and I was like, okay.
I worked with Ray Edwina Brown. Used to have the Spirit Messenger magazine that used to go all the way round to all the churches, and before we had online.
Edwina Brown, yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
And when I was working with her, the only thing that I found was you get on and do your message, and she'd build this picture up. And then she'd say, you'd look and she'd go, I've got this message. And she'd have information with it. And then she'd go, right, would that make sense? Yes, I can take that. And then you'd stop and go, can you take also? Because you've got that person standing there. If you can, I think you've got to have a good balance between the medium and the artist. They've got to be able to work together.
That goes hand in hand. Sorry, I've just got to deal with a comment here. You know, from these people who live near Fleet in Farnborough and places like that. And somebody's complaining because we're the same time as Strictly.
Yeah, but we're much better.
I know. Yes.
Yeah. Can we vote this person off now? Do we vote? Yeah.
Yeah.
We can vote them off.
Yeah. Come on, everybody. We'll have an audience vote.
Yeah.
Who's going to leave? Bye, Emery. Where were we?
I ain't got a clue, mate. I gave up the plot.
Remind me. Because I was just about to come out with something.
Yeah, this balance you've got to have between you and the medium.
Thank you. Because I again, going back to this, everybody trying to get an angle,
yes,
to get people in. And I so bang this home in my circles. Do not go jumping up on a platform with just anybody. Nobody will look after your mediumship except you.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility.
Yeah.
I was invited to do an evening of mediumship, and they said, there's 2 other mediums. I said, who are they? And they went, oh, sorry, I'm just waiting for the confirmation. I said, well, I need the confirmation before I say yes.
Yeah.
And she was quite rude, actually. She said, well, I'll get you. And I went, I'm not getting up on the platform just anybody. Anyway, as it turned out, one of the people, I went, yeah, that's really not going to work. She hates me. She would quite happily set fire to me on stage. So that really ain't going to work. Yeah. But you could, it's the same as a circle, isn't it? You've got that energy compatibility. Yeah. And if you've got somebody in the circle and it's sort of like not flowing.
When you sat in circle, and the guys out there, if you've sat in circle, do you ever remember a time when you was fast approaching the time where you're going to leave circle?
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember that time?
Yeah.
And your circle leader is saying, you're near, you're very close. I want you to come up with me. Yeah. You've done that apprenticeship, if you like. You've worked on readings. You've done a few message open or closing prayer or address even. And you're getting ready to go. And my circle leader, my first one, was very strict. You are a fledgling for 2 years. That means I will look after you. I will protect you and guide you. And I'd go, Maureen, I've been asked to work with this medium. Nope, you're not working with that medium.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, why? She said, I'm just telling you, do you trust me? I'd go, yeah, do not work with that medium.
Yeah.
Right? Now, that medium you can work with. Do you know what it was about? The medium that you work with would protect you.
Yeah.
Offer support and help you if you stumbled. A lot of the mediums want to use the fledglings to actually make themselves look better. Yeah. And that's what she explained to me. That's 30 odd years ago. And it's still relevant to this day.
I think we fail up and coming mediums because I like that, the 2-year gap after leaving circle. Yeah. I do like that. Because there's a hell of a difference.
You actually got something right.
Eh?
You must have actually got something right.
Well, that's happened sooner or later. You've been here 48 hours. The law of averages said it should have happened by now.
I'm going to vote myself off, ladies and gentlemen. Please join in the vote. We're taking votes now.
Law of averages said you should have been right about 1:30 yesterday, but that came
it didn't work, did it?
Anyway. But yeah, there's, and again, the structure of a typical divine service is an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And probably 15 minutes in total is taken up with the hymns and the chairperson's part. So you got the poor old Frederick, and suddenly got an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I'll give you some facts and figures, my own observations. On average, I would say a medium through a service will do between 5 to 7 messages.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they're usually about that 7-8 minutes long, yeah. And that's fine doing that. You've got a short time, and if they're taught that it's quality, it's not quantity.
Yeah,
it's the quality of it, yeah. And I teach my own. When I used to run my own circle, and I would say to them, "You're a fledgling for 2 years," and they go, "Why?" I said, because it will teach you to build up resistance, stamina, and learn your craft. Learn your craft, because you'll have to overcome so many hurdles, from the noisy sweet rappers to your own doubts, your own fears, your own nerves, but you got that safety.
Yeah.
You're able to help. And Laurie, but the last time I run and took me in the intermediates to platform, I started to notice a change then. That is, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And the ego creeps in, the bus turns up, they all jump on the ego train, yeah? And I'm being serious. I look around and I think, I had 5 or 6 that were ready to go out. Not one of them is working now. They don't last. They haven't got that longevity.
That is something I really notice. And coming out of spiritualism into the spirituality world. You've got all these wonderful new philosophies promising you, salvation, XYZ. They don't last. They don't last.
They don't, do they?
No. And they're flare up. Everybody's running around going, "Oh, they're wonderful," and then a year, 2 years later,
we done a workshop today, and what they learned was another stone is laid in that foundation, which will last them a lifetime. I've always been a great believer. You don't communicate with anybody until you can communicate with the spirit. You can get used to the power of spirit sitting within it, building up until you're ready to start communicating. Then along come the guides. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you make that connection, and it's like whatever problem you got, I've seen you work, and I know you do the same. It's like, oh, something's wrong here. I can go to spirit. When I say go to spirit, I'm going to my guides, saying I need help. And I know that so many people are told by a circle leader, "Yep, you're ready. Out you go." And they're looking to fill their diary up. And this is the bit that gets me. They get to that thing, they put this sort of bar. I've got to be there to hear someone say, "You're ready now," and they stop learning. That's the bit that gets me. Yeah. They never pursued it to learn more.
And the greatest lessons are once you go out there with everything.
Oh, yeah.
Going through even just down to the basic task of bloody getting there. To get somewhere on time. I mean, so say you're doing a 3 o'clock dem in the afternoon, it's going to take up your whole day.
Yeah.
In the morning, you're going to be getting ready for your dem.
We was meant to be here at Poole, and I love coming to Poole. And the journey was just over 3 hours from Southend. And Celia said to me, "Bill," and I love the way my missus puts it, "you get tired now because of health with the cancer and renal and all this lot. Why don't we book up the night before?"
That was a good move.
Right, come down, recuperate, you're ready to do your job. Now, I know that if I'd have said, no, I'll go down Friday, I would be able to do the job. I'd be absolutely cream crackered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's common sense, the effort we put in. And I think Spirit appreciate the effort we put in.
Well, we learn. We learn, again, going back to nobody's going to look after your mediumship except you.
You have to nurture it, don't you?
I used to, when I first went out, I would never eat before I worked. So if I was doing an evening service, I wouldn't eat during the day. And I would do the service, and then I would get home. And people talk about they say, "Oh, a lot of mediums got bad diabetes and things like that." Yeah, because we're pigging out at 11 o'clock at night going, "Oh my God, all I want is, I need a sugar thing, give me a treacle pudding now."
I got to tell you, going up on to do a dem, and Celia said to me, "Do you mind if I don't go tonight?" I went, "Yeah, okay, it's not a problem," because Celia's always with me. And when you go through that stage where you're thinking, I need bigger shirts. Mm-hmm. And I was just about...
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Right, what I do, because I'm fat.
I need smaller shirts.
I hate you. Go away. Right. I'm not coming here no more. And I get into this shirt quite comfortably, but it was like, do a little bit more room.
Yeah.
So I went into the kitchen. I said, "Oh, God, I made a sandwich. I'm starving." And you get the munchies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like this, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I went up on platform, and all I was aware of was like this button coming undone and this stomach out here, and I said, "Never again. I shall stick back to what I normally do. Don't eat before you go on platform."
Well, I learned to adjust that. I was talking to a dietitian. They said, "That's the worst thing you can do. This is why you have an XYZ."
Yeah.
And they said, "Why are you not eating?" And I told them what I was doing. They said, "So eat something light, go for something like couscous, something, with a decent caloric energy release throughout the
banana.
I can't say no to a banana.
No. Well, I don't want to get down the road. You know what I
mean? So I've got a fan.
No, you can't have a fan.
I have. I thought there was one for you there earlier, but they were talking about their dog. So
okay.
Lovely, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Laurie, the spiritual philosophy you deliver is wonderful in these chaotic times. Spiritualism philosophy can help, guide, and give hope. That and your wonderful way. You listen.
How much are you getting paid, Matt?
It's needed now more than ever. Matt, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Because that's a conscious thought.
Yeah.
That I've put into my work.
Can I have a fan, please? I'm getting really lonely now and annoyed that he's got a fan.
No. No
one loves me.
No one.
Right. Do you know, I think that's a lovely comment that
I'm chuckling.
Matt's made. I remember a change.
Sorry, very quickly. I like it, not because I'm really not good at accepting compliments.
No.
But I do like it because it actually says that what I'm trying to do is coming through. So that's great.
I remember first meeting you and being invited down here. And I remember how many years ago that seems a while now.
I don't know. I would have got less than
Jesus, I was like doing time, innit? Yeah. Right, please, Spirit, give me a new friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Ditto.
And I remember you
a kitten.
Very very much on your bandwagon. Blah, blah, blah. But you went out your way to create something. And I will give you a compliment, and I think these guys will agree. You turned Poole Spiritualist Church into a teaching church. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
You turned it into a teaching church. And, you know, I tune in sometimes and watch and listen. God, that was good. I really enjoyed that. It's the speakers, and it's not the subject, one subject. It's all the different topics that are involved in spirituality and spiritualism, yeah? And that's great. Churches now have become message centers.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and I'm sorry, churches, if you're listening, you don't vet your media, right? You all right? I saw the light.
This was like 3 months of cough. It's so debilitating. Anyway.
But they don't vet their mediums. They'll let anybody on. Oh, you should have Mary this on because they're brilliant. Yes, here's a service. Well, here's a dem. So to me, what you've done here, and I think Matt is right when he gives that, the philosophy is a teaching for everybody.
Yeah.
A message is for the individual. However, saying that, you deliver a philosophical talk, encapsulates the essence of spirit. It gives a message to every single person. I'd love to see more of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've worked at churches where I've actually seen signs. No more than 10 minutes.
I know, yeah.
5 minutes. No, can't talk about this, can't talk about that. Where did that come in?
Disappointing. Because, what's it, the phrase, they're only here for the message. I love hearing that phrase.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that phrase, I go, oh, really? So who are they? Who are these they that you refer to?
Yeah.
Do you speak to they?
I think the other one.
Have you ever asked they?
Oh, you've left 2 people. Can't you just give them 2 people a message? No, I'm finished.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah. But then again, on that note, we've got various factors. It's not one thing at the moment that's causing some of these issues.
Right.
The big rise in, I know you don't indulge in the online mediumship. I'd like to get you on there just so you can experience it.
Yeah.
Just so you can try it. Because it's fascinating. But then again, you know, anybody that's got a phone is setting up a centre or something. I am seeing now And again, anything I say, anybody, I'm not being high-handed or anything at all. I'm just down to earth. I know 2020 happened, and so we saw the start of the peak of people coming into work online. It was fascinating. I love working online.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just, a couple of times I'm online, I'm thinking, Christ, I wish I could do this on the platform.
See, I have done online as in one-to-one.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I've done it and it works.
Mm.
And sometimes I'll do it by phone. Right. I can do a phone. It works absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Because that person hasn't got to be in front of you because you receive relay. You know, I get that. Yeah. There is a place for it. Would you say it's in decline now?
What, the online?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is where I was going.
That's why I'm a medium, so I know these things.
Really?
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 Yeah.
What am I thinking now?
Now you know what us two are like.
What am I thinking now?
I'm not that, I've got dad.
Oopsie.
Oops. That threw you, that didn't it?
Everybody took it because it was the only form of expression.
Exactly.
We got the lovely Angela Foster in the room. She does amazing. And I'm not saying that because it's Angela and she's worked with the church as well. She does some amazing demos. She does some amazing teaching. If you're still there, Angela, would you say that you are getting more selective on invitations?
Yeah.
Because speaking for me, I do. I had one person once asked me, and I said, "So what's the format?" And there was 2 hours, and I said, "So what's the format?" "Oh, well, I introduce you, and it's over to you." And I went, "So you want me to do 2 hours of mediumship?" "Yeah." I said, "I ain't doing that."
No.
"Well, other mediums do." And I said, "Good.
Go get them."
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So you have a list of people who will do that. Carry on.
Yeah.
In the churches, physical. Again, we're clinging onto these edifices of the past on what a week's schedule is in any church. Walk into any town, anywhere up and down the country, go to a spiritualist church, and I can tell you that on their notice board will be a midweek dem of mediumship, Sunday divine service.
Yep.
So every church, 2 mediums a week.
Yeah.
8 mediums a month.
12 votes. Exactly.
96.
Yeah.
Thank you. Took a minute there.
See, I'll send that over telepathically, you know.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got 69, but never mind.
You're on your own.
But then you multiply that.
Yeah.
So in our area, there's 5 churches.
Yeah.
And those slots have got to be filled. What I am seeing now in the church physicals is a repetition of mediums. My choice, I will do a church once per year.
Right.
Maybe a second time if they have a cancellation and I can help.
Yeah.
But I have churches send me through, "Oh, I've got 3 dates for you next year." "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah.
Which one do you want me to do?
My missus has cut down on the bookings, and you'll get churches say, "Oh, can I book you for 4 times?" No, you can't. You know, once, maybe twice, you know. And that selectiveness comes in as in, I don't want to do that twice, I just want to do once.
Yeah.
I love going, don't you love going to churches where you've never been before? God, yeah. And you get up and you just feel that newness again, don't you? You can feel that anticipation, like, and people go, "Oh, that was lovely." And I come out feeling recharged. You know, but I've got to say this to you, and I'd love to see things with churches where they bring back old ways. You know, bring back a day of teaching, the old school. You know, the art, flower sentience, automatic writing. Let people experience it, or people who are good at it, to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I get fed up with, no, that don't work no more. When did that happen? It works because it stood the test of time. We're creating, we're creating a conveyor belt of clones. Message, don't need to worry about the knowledge. Can't do the address, get the chairperson to do it.
I was involved in someone's intermediary between leaving Circle working on the platform.
Right.
And I said, so how are you with your philosophy? Oh, I don't do philosophy. And I went, why not? Because my teacher told me I'll only be doing messages. And I went, okay, I understand that. I don't agree with it. I disagree with it vehemently.
Yeah.
But I do understand why that's being said, because of the ignorance that we've inbuilt into the system. Lovely Geraldine. If they're only here for the message, the church is doing something wrong.
Yeah. But there's a lot of churches out there, Geraldine, that are relying on the message because that's the only way they can bring people into the church to survive. You know, my church is, I say my church, the church that I've trained at and I've taught at and I love, is now giving the church one more attempt at a Sunday service because they're getting to the stage of saying we cannot afford to open on a Sunday service. And we've discussed this, Laurie, and you think, how do you bring people in? People want to come for an evening of clairvoyance, a message. I tell you the other thing that's beginning to creep up now, more relevant than anything else, is the entertainment value.
Yeah.
That is now really creeping to the fore now. And this is why you're seeing it in pubs and clubs, because people can come in and have a drink beforehand, they'll have a demonstration, then they'll have a break and they'll have another drink, and it's like, oh yeah, that was great. It's a night out now.
Yeah.
Rather than a need to go to find out. And that's something we got to watch.
I showed you those photos of that profile. And somebody goes around doing theatres, and they are packed, and they are mid-sized theatres.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely rammed. So it's like, why is it that somebody will book a ticket to go and see a medium or a psychic at a theatre, probably about, say, on average, 22 quid?
Yeah, 22, 25 quid, yeah.
22 quid. You put on a medium at the church, 8 quid on the door.
Yeah.
And no fucking turns on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it?
If you could run a centre and you had the answers, yeah, you would get the animosity from other people. Well, what's he doing? Why is he getting all the people? You know, what do you offer the people to bring in? And I think we're at a stage now where we are what we call an entertainment society now. Right? I really do believe that. You know, we never had this. You wanted to talk to someone, right? You're either lucky enough to have a phone in the house, or you went round and put a phone in a phone box to speak to someone. Use this, you can speak to anyone anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Right? People, you watch them down the street, they're on the phone all the time. They're looking at YouTube, memes, all the things that go with it. We're an entertainment society. We need to be entertained. But I think the other thing that's created, people don't talk.
Yeah.
The art of conversation has gone, right? When you look at a generation that's frightened to make a phone call and consider it rude if you text someone or phone them, yeah? So coming to somewhere like this where they've got to be quiet, they've got to be reverent because you've got a service, they're not interested. They want to be able to go and have that entertainment value.
I do get that, and I'll swap the word entertainment for engagement.
Yeah, same thing to me.
Yeah. It isn't.
It is.
It isn't. Google it.
No, I like my word. So I have to put up with friends. Yeah.
I do understand that. But again, it's lovely. Geraldine is very active tonight. It's wonderful. A lot of people won't go to a church, hence people changing from church to centre. Yeah, that is going on a lot. And you know, the thing that always strikes me, and I just sit there and go, I don't know what to say, is we are no longer a church, we're now a centre, and to celebrate, we're going to have a divine service with Minister so-and-so. And I'm just sat there going, really? Really?
Geraldine, you obviously work a lot of places as well here myself, right? Have you ever considered that when you go to these centres, right, there will actually, a lot of centres will say, can you do an opening prayer?
Mm.
Can you do a closing prayer? And you look at the people that come into the centre for the first time, they're looking, prayer? What's this? You know, it's like when you go up on the stage, you're doing an opening prayer. You've made your connection to spirit. And they're what I call a hybrid.
Yeah.
They're neither church, they're neither a hall, if you like, with an evening of clairvoyance. They're trying to hold on to something.
Mm.
You've got to create what you want to be. You know, and some of the centres especially from Essex, and I've got to say this, guys, Essex is absolutely swamped.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
We are absolutely swamped with mediumship. We're absolutely swamped with churches and centres. Well, there's only so much in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all trying to outdo each other, who they can get. And trust me, it's nothing to do with names, right? I think and I'm not going to mention names because that would be wrong.
Yeah, no, if somebody's not here to say their part, then they don't get mentioned.
But I've seen people now that I knew that maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, were doing table readings while an evening then was going on. Now 20 quid a ticket.
Mm.
And it's like a little party afterwards. And it's like, that's not mediumship how we know it. This is the hybrid that's being created. And I think that's a very dangerous hybrid.
We've got to change.
Yes, definitely.
We have got to change. Julie Caswell, actually, do you know what? She's just said something in there, and I went, wow, yeah. In my opinion, it's a dogma of religions that put people off going to church. Love this bit. It's just not fashionable going to church.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, so do I. When I saw it, I went, wow. Yeah.
Julie, have you actually considered? Well, I don't know your age. I don't know.
Getting a job as a flower arranger. Because she is.
However do people talk to you?
Normally twice.
Yeah.
Once they talk to me, and the second time I go back and apologise.
When you go back 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
How do you know she's that old? She could be 21.
Mate, yeah. Or 50 years ago even. You had
21.
Religious education in school.
Yeah.
Christianity. You had Sunday service. You had church.
Assembly.
Oh, God, assembly.
Assembly bangers.
Yeah. The amount of times I got actually barred from school for assembly punch up. Yeah. The only time I could get close enough to them. And you've not got that now. Now it's like religion. I don't want nothing to do with that. So the young now, you talk to them, they know nothing at all about Christianity and church, God, Jesus, whichever way you want it. And it's like, it's a taboo word. You're not one of them, right? Because you have a belief in this. We're the only faith that sort of, we defend ourselves.
Several years ago, C of E went through a metamorphosis.
That's a big word.
It is.
It is. Did you learn that once a day?
Down, yeah. No, it's not. It's metronidazole. Right? It's the pills I'm on. Anyway, they went through this metamorphosis with the Life Church that they brought in. And there's one just up the road from here. And it was visible because Sundays you drove past, you never noticed anything. And then all of a sudden, Sundays you drove past, there's cars parked every bloody where, you know, hanging out of trees and Christ knows where. There's all these families coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's really good. Whatever you're doing, that is, and I did go to a service and I went, I like this.
Yeah. But why did you enjoy it?
It was fresh.
Right, there's got to be more to it than that.
Exciting. Oh no, that's a song. It was today.
Yeah, modern.
It wasn't, yeah.
You go to the Baptist.
It wasn't thou shalt, thou won't, and thou will.
Yeah, you go to the Baptist. They don't mourn a religion. They don't hide their religion. They celebrate it.
Yeah.
the music, you know, it don't matter if you got a singing voice or they're up there bouncing around. We haven't got that. We're sort of, at times it's going to sound terrible. Sometimes we're sort of like, oh no, I can't admit I'm this. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do agree with the these though. You know what I mean? And the song, I love that bit when we're going to sing this song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you start it off because you're the only one here who knows how it goes.
Yeah. And then it's who's going to finish first, the organist or the congregation? Bets going on the side.
Do you ever notice that with the Grant us thy peace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant
us thy peace, yeah. Yeah. There was one church, right? Peace. I swear to God, when they went to sing it, there was a little starting gun go. Boom! And they're under starters orders and the spiritualists are singing, well, space, and the music is about 10 yards back. You know what I used to say? If I could have a wish and I stand tall before the man in the spirit world, right? And he says to me, Bill, you done your job. Yep, you happy with it? Yep, done the best I can, God. What wish would you like for the spiritualist movement? Please, God, let them align with the Baptists. They need to bloody sing.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, we have seen it and again where we're changing from churches to centres and starting to modernize. So there is the will there. Sometimes it doesn't cross into whatever. If I hear Spirit in the Sky once more when I'm taking a service, I swear to God I will throw myself off of the platform. I
was at Cambridge last week. That was on at Cambridge.
Oh, well, I didn't know that, but yeah, it's just.
And your feet still tap to it, Laurie.
Oh, no. Go, oh, great. My favourite.
You know how it goes.
I know. Spiritualism is a progressive religion, philosophy, whatever terminology. We're not here to argue the toss over words,
right,
or semantics. You would agree it is progressive.
Yes.
We need to be that progressive.
Yes. We stagnated.
Yeah. We need to be. When I came into spiritualism, the battle cry was, we've got to get youngsters into our church. 2025, the battle cry is, we've got to get youngsters into our church. And it's like, you haven't managed it in the last years.
Yeah.
So obviously you're doing something totally wrong.
I read somewhere with Gordon Higginson, sometime just before he passed, I think, don't quote me on the figures, but it was something like we need 20,000 mediums. Right? That's how the shortfall we had. I would say now, trying to find a medium in the sense of what we know a medium to be, is very difficult. And that's not the evidential mediums, that's mediums across the whole board. Where will it be in 10 years' time? I can't put my finger on it. I think we are losing churches very quickly. And I don't know the answer to bring them in. You know, I just really don't know. I think you do fantastic here when on a Sunday service. No, not just the members, but on a service, you have a good number of people. Because you create something that says, I want to go to church. And that is the thing. It's that, right, okay, yep, it's Sunday morning. I'm going to church. I've seen churches change their times. Winter times, we won't start at 6:30. We'll start at 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah. And try to help to bring people in.
That's the worst time to do so.
But it's like, you know, very rare.
The whole day gone.
Oh, mate, you can't play around that, can you?
Anyway, Marion, lovely Marion.
Thanks.
That's right. We must have reverence for what we do and why we are doing it. It's a spiritual practice and life-changing for many that come seeking. It brings healing. It's not entertainment, but it can be entertaining.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. I like that, Marion.
Yeah. You used to have somebody down this way many, many moons ago. And they used to come in fairly near out and go, right, how many's in the audience today? And I'd say, well, actually, it's a congregation. And then I've had other people come here and say, oh, when I come out, I want this piece of music playing. And I go, do you? Do you really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I tell you what I do like with what Marion put on there, and I've got to agree, it is life-changing.
I know.
It really is. I mean, I look back, what was I?
Are we punching that message home enough? I don't think we are.
I have seen people grow, and I don't mean just in their mediumship, grow in their person. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're working or connecting with spirit. It gives them belief. It gives them hope. It gives them faith. Religion, if you like. Yeah. The philosophy. And I think the greatest message of all is we're not on our own. Loneliness is a killer. And I have to remind myself when I think the world's against me, that there's a whole world that's standing with me.
Mm.
Sometimes it's just a little bit out of sight. And I've seen people come into it who have been battered from pillar to post by life. And they've come in and found spiritualism and started to develop and understand it. And I've watched them grow and become a strong person.
Yeah, I've been privileged to see that here at Poole.
And that is mind-blowing when you see that. You know, this is again, we're coming back to, it's just not the message.
That's the inception to me.
Mm.
The message is the inception, but it's also hitting home with this thing of saying, you know what, if the medium has done their job today and you are sat there going, well, that is my grandmother, or that is my mother, or that is my whoever, that's the spirit world giving you an invitation.
Yeah.
Because the process they've gone through is exactly the same process as one day you and I will go through.
Can I ask you a question? Personal question?
No.
Good. I'm going to wind you up anyway. You ever lost your faith?
I've been angry with my faith.
Have you ever come close to sort of that moment in your life where you think, am I going to survive something? I need help. And there's a prayer that you say where you ask. It's a prayer that you can never teach someone to say.
Yeah.
I was in hospital a couple of years ago or so, and I was ill. We were trying to save the kidneys. The cancer had gone wild. And I had my immune system attacked me. And it was not just hitting the kidneys, it was really, and it was touch and go at times, yeah?
Did it get in the queue?
Shit. Many other people, right? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, and I'm not looking for sympathy, but I'm telling you a real true story. Of all the years I'd worked with spirit and I knew they would always help and etc., I hit such a low ebb. Sitting in a room on my own, like my own room, it weren't private, it was just, that's how it was. And I've never felt so lonely in my life. And we had lockdown, we had everything going on. And I had Celia, couldn't come up, and phone calls and etc. Keepers on the phone. I think you was as well. You'd only have to look at me and say, how are you? And I would crumble. Proper tears. And I kept saying to spirit, am I going to survive? You need to tell me I'm going to get through this. And I heard the guides as clear as we speak, which is how I hear them. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Do you know it weren't enough? It weren't enough. And I've never prayed more in my life to get out of that hospital. And I said, you got to prove to me you're there. It's a true story. And there was a bottle, a drink, you know, the little table like this that goes across the bed. And it was sitting there like that. And I just happened to look at it and I watched it unscrew the lid. The lid completely unscrewed and just popped off. And I went, I believe you're there. Followed by this bottle going like that, moving all the way along. And that was a time that I found real truth with spirit. I had never been, I didn't know if I was going to come out.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. And I needed something from spirit, and they showed me that. And that re-cemented my belief. Does that make sense? Was I angry? Oh, God. I was angry at the spirit board. All the work I do for you, and you've hit me with this, right?
I don't think there's a medium out there. There's never been there.
Exactly. So what I'm saying to you is, it's that understanding that finding a belief, a truth. That's what I want to say. It's your truth. It's not owned by another person. It's your truth. That's the power of spirit.
A couple of times I've been at that and just felt nothing. Felt no connection, felt no support, no love, no nothing. Worked through it. And then when, the fire had died down and the anger had died down, and I was saying, where the bloody hell were you? And said, some parts of your life you need to go through.
You need to live. Yeah.
You need to resolve it. Yeah. And I get that. I'm not happy. I'm really not happy about it, but I understand it.
But isn't that something that you can't explain, that you're here for a reason? You're here to learn. You're here to live a physical life with all the problems that go with it. But you're here to learn lessons. And I find that sometimes it's so easy to say, what should I do? How should I do this? What do you think? Tell me. And then you go, no, let's stand back like that. You're on your own. Because it's that decision that you make, rightly or wrongly, you gain experience.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. And it is hard sometimes. And yeah.
It is hard. And I always say, every experience is a lesson. You may not like it, but it's still that lesson. Lovely Julie Caswell. I'm on my own mission, spreading the word of spiritualism to the younger generation. Lots of younger generation like the paranormal. I've told the story of Hydesville as the first documented paranormal investigation. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Paranormal is very much out there.
I think the young now, I mean, this is what I've noticed. I'm going to say this, and I know you hate this word. I know you hate this word. But the young are not foolish. The youngsters of today are searching. And they're looking, what is life? What is beyond life? What is this? Who am I? Why am I here? And I like that because they will question. And there is a great interest, shall I say, in what they class as a paranormal, what we would class as spirit. And they're searching.
Yeah.
Their minds are open. And I can't remember a time in my life I've ever seen the youngsters awakening to well-being, mental, physical, spiritual well-being as there is in this day and age now. I have a great saying, we're old farts, whatever you want to say. The only way you can speak to the young is speak the language they understand.
Yeah.
Don't sit there and talk above them or below them or put them into a box and label them. Speak to them because they will listen.
And listen to them.
And listen to them. Lots of youngsters, and I think there is youngsters coming back into the churches.
People are searching.
Yep, they're searching.
Yeah, people are searching. The thing, we get it. With the religion side, we get it. With the church side, we get it. We understand the things that can go wrong with it. But on the other side of it, when you get a church that is busy and active, and I will use Poole Church here, we're different. I often apologise when we're doing the service. I say, anybody here for the first time, I'm so sorry.
Why would you say you're different?
Because it's a different approach. I never say to the mediums only 10 minutes. I said, if your philosophy takes 40 minutes, what was his name? Minister David Jackson. Wonderful man. And his wife, Irene. Absolutely brilliant. His addresses sometimes would go on 40 minutes.
Right.
Nobody ever complained.
No.
Because it was rich, pure. We do the different types of services as well. So there is this variety. It's not 50 weeks of the same. So we always have the variety. We've got the revival services. We have the Lyceum services.
Yeah.
Different twists
Yeah.
on the same theme, but different ways of looking at it.
I watched your services on a Sunday. Catch up.
Mm.
You know, sometimes I'm doing other things and I don't get a chance. And it's so refreshing that you put it out to the world.
Yeah.
This is a service. You know, and people looking in, they go, well, they're not all old fuddy-duddies. There's laughter there. There's fun there. There's a family feeling to it. Does that make sense? I'll go and have a look at that. It's open for people to search.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, and I can't speak for anybody else. I'm one of these people, I like to test it. If I do something and I like it, I want a bit more of it.
Mm.
If I don't like it, I won't tempt it again.
Yeah.
And I think that all comes from the moment you walk through that door.
Yeah, very much.
It's the welcome, it's the energy, and the fact I've seen it here. Someone last night, Celia was sitting there. I think it was Sue.
Mm.
Yeah, Sue was last night, wasn't it? And she come up, hello, Celia, do you mind if I sit next to you? And I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
But I've seen that with people in here. You've told me that people like they're new. Someone will go and sit with them. Hello, how are you? That's different.
The hardest thing is to get people through the door.
Yeah.
And the quickest way to lose people is what happens to them the second they walk through that bloody door.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I was greeted once by the committee of the church huddling around the tea and coffee hatch in this sort of coven is probably the best description I can come up with.
Broomsticks there.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, it was just rank. Just chattering away and kept looking at me, and I could catch snatches. And oh, is that him? Yeah, I reckon that is him. Oh yeah. Oh, he's down from Poole, and what's he doing up here? And I'm just stood there as the guest of the church, thinking, I think I'm going to go home in a minute. Yeah. This is pants.
My claim to fame was going to a church. When I used to work with the sea, I would regularly do about 125 miles round trip because we were digging up on the River Orwell. That was my job, digging bait, sea bait. And I was younger, I was fitter and everything. And I'd come home, and sometimes I would just literally get me bum in a shower and presented by a cup of tea as I'm going out the door with Celia. And it would be in the rack on the car. You'd be driving, drinking a tea. And I went to this one church. And as I turned, I think it was another 80, 100 mile round trip. Turned up, I was gasping. And everyone knows I like my cup of tea. And I said, any chance for a cup of tea? Oh, no, we don't do tea. Not before service. I said, well, I have driven a long way and I've had a long day.
Because the world will end.
No, we don't do tea. And they were quite rude with it.
Yeah.
So I said, so you're telling me you're not going to make a cup of tea? And they went, no. I said, okay, have you got a good link with spirit? And they went, yeah. I said, ask them why. Bye. And I turned around, got in a car and went. And some people say, you're wrong. But not even the decency to, you was a number. You felt a number.
Again, nobody will look after your mediumship. I was taking out a new medium, and obviously upstairs had a hand in this because they very kindly came and picked me up. We were driving over to do the service, and for the reason that then became apparent, I was saying, when you go into some places, you will get politics going on, there will be things happening, there will be things being said. People will try and draw you into their side because that Bill's been really horrible to me. Oh God, he's just been so nasty to, so you're hearing all their side, you're not hearing poor old Bill's side.
Exactly.
And I said, you are just a guest of the church. You just politely go, listen, I'm here, I'm going to do my job, and then I'm going to go, and I just don't care about your politics. Get on with it.
Yeah.
Bugger me. We turned up. Within 2 minutes, we'd had a complete rundown of who's been doing what and why and how they're wrong and how they've done this and how they've done. And I turned around and said, right, we are here to serve the church. If you don't stop doing this, we will quite happily go. You can't do that. I'll just watch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll just watch. It was diet, and she said that afterwards. I don't believe that goes on. I said, unfortunately, all too often.
I would say I remembered the cliques, right, with the mediums when I first started. There was a little band, and I'm not going to mention names, but there was this little band, and they were quite popular mediums. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All in touch with each other. And you weren't in that clique, but you were spoken about because you're the new kid on the block. Who do they think they are? Who do this and all that lot? And I was fortunate enough to have some good guidance from mediums who were working mediums who knew how it was. And they'd say, keep your own counsel. Don't join the cliques. Do not cast dispersion.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever you say will be repeated.
Exactly. It will be used against you and twisted. And I went, and I mean this, for a large part of my life, working life with spirit, I kept myself to myself. But I found that as you get popular, if that's the right word, and you gain popularity, people want to approach you. Oh, did you see?
Oh, renowned.
Renowned, yeah.
That's today's word. The renowned.
The renowned.
The renowned.
I love that on that advert, yeah.
I know.
Right, as seen on Crime Watch.
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, look, I'm a great believer. Some of the best mediumship I've ever witnessed in my life have come from people who didn't have a name. They weren't up there on the stage. They would serve their church, and they did it for the love. And I think that's the difference now.
Yeah.
Right? Is that, are you committed to it because you love working with spirit? And I would say that a lot of medium, no, they're not. They're in it because it's become a job. You know?
Sadly, yes. Geraldine. Who is this Ivor? Is he still around?
Oh.
Ivor James.
No.
Oh, well, I won't book him then. Well, I might book him. Might be interesting. Ivor James would show the magic of spirit, and it would hold the attention of the young people. Yeah. That is so true. If we're presenting, and again, we're not going down the entertainer's route, but if we are being engaging with people, if we are talking intelligently, and again, I'm not being high-handed. You hear people saying, well, if you get stuck for a parking space, you should always ask your parking angel. And I'm just sat there looking at them thinking, I'm going to have a trapdoor in the platform one day. I'm just
I like that.
I think it'd be great.
I'm going to go up on the platform tomorrow, and I'm actually going to check to see where the seams are. Yeah, a little handle.
We have got access to all the information that ever is, was, and could be.
Yeah.
But we're scratching around looking for Aunt Doris's bloomers at the end of the Second World War.
Yeah.
Which brings us, just bringing us in a nice circle back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning. I think there's a monopoly on spiritualism. Yeah. And certain organisations. Come train my way. Come do it this way.
You can apply that not just to the organisation, you can apply that to the mediums.
Exactly. Spirit are the greatest teachers.
Yeah.
All you got to, are you a compliant student? Am I a medium? I'm still a student learning my craft. And the difference is that I've got a link with spirit that I trust. And if you ask me how much I trust spirit, do I trust spirit 100%? The answer is no. I trust spirit 99%. That 1% is me that says, why?
Yeah.
Show me. That's just my way. And I think that the greatest teachers are spirits themselves. You know, you learn your foundations, you can learn the craft. Look, we know that is a speaker born or made? They're made, right? You can learn that. You can learn how to link the spirit, but no one teaches you how to find the drive, the enthusiasm, the strength to pick yourself up when you're on the floor. Right? How to make that connection and say, help me. That prayer that is from the heart, not just the mind. And you learn that working with spirit. And I think mediums have a duty, an obligation. Pass down your knowledge. If you class yourself as an old school medium, pass it down. Because at the end of the day, we never own knowledge, do we?
No. And there is a phrase we use, and I think we've forgotten to apply it. You hear people say, I work with spirit. Work with spirit.
Work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't work for.
Correct. But also, I'm working with spirit. I'm not working with the latest number of hits I can get on my video, or
exactly
how many likes or thumbs up or angel blessings.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. The love arts and all. The thing is, right, is a simple thing to say. Spirit can't do it without you.
And
you can't do it without them. And I use this. Get your hand. I could say, get your hand a minute. Right. You shake hands, you meet someone, you go, hello.
We're tiny.
Right, shut up. Spirit.
It's like a dog's
they give that.
hand.
They give a bond.
I've got a bigger hand on my action, man.
I am definitely going to. You're going to see physical mediumship in a minute, friends, yeah? See, he's going to be laying there. He's not knocked unconscious. Yeah. He's in trance.
I'm in trance. I'm in trance, holding my eye. Because I'm Horatio Nelson.
Yeah. I sees the sea.
Yeah. Geraldine, service or business. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very apt, isn't it?
And that is a line people have got to walk.
Yeah.
You know, people have got to walk that line, but it is what is the motivator? You know, when you're stood in front of 12 people, are you counting up the amount of money per head, or are you going, oh, they're interested? I love that. Do you get that?
Yeah.
You'll get a group of people and there'll be a couple and you go, oh, yeah, okay, what's this? I want to know.
Yeah. You've heard me say
something is going on. I want to know what it is.
You know when you get that devil in you on platform?
Yeah.
And you've heard me say it because I've seen you laugh when I go, you want to play a game?
You want to play a game?
You want to play a game? Sore, innit?
Yes.
Right? And say, look, what do you mean? You didn't want to be here, did you? You don't believe in this, do you? No. Well, what happened this night then? And that happened, and this happened, and this is a man who done it, and you see that face change. And you go, oh my God, he did that. How do you know? I love that. Because Spirit's saying, I will prove to you I'm here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I really love that. Business, look, if you're going to do it for a business, fine. You know, find your reasons. But I've got a question for you and everybody else out there. And it is a hard one, but think about it. If you could never, ever charge or receive payment for your mediumship, right, churches, centres, wherever, would you still do it? Yeah. Why? Tell me your reason why.
Because it's the biggest part of me.
Exactly. It's the biggest part, isn't it? It's that love.
Yeah.
And if you notice mediums, they give when there's nothing left for themselves to give. They will somehow find that spark to be of service.
You do see that sometimes in a positive, sometimes in a negative.
Yeah, burning yourself out.
Yeah. There seems to be only one medium working in London at this time, because every day you turn on Facebook, I've just done another service here and there, and I'm really thinking, okay, that's fine. Also, I had somebody say to me once, no, I'm only ever happy when I'm working on platform. And when they said that, I was like, I think we need to sit down and have a very long conversation here, because you know what? That is
sad.
Fraught with
a
lot.
Do you know what I do? I switch off. I absolutely switch off. I go fishing. It's my sport. I love it. I fish competition. Yes, I do try and fish and win the match and win money. You know, it's never made me rich, but I enjoy it. The competition element, yeah. And I love that bit where I can just switch off, leave everybody at home, leave the problems, and feel that refreshness, yeah.
It's called balance.
But I asked that question, would you do that? And what drives you? It's because there's a desire. It's part of your life, your DNA now, to be of service.
When I'm in the company of spirit, it's just magical. Marion, if as mediumship you feel it when you visit as part of the congregation, would you want to go back? Maybe that's why churches and centres are not as full as we would like, so bring back the spirituality. If as mediums I think that's what it was. If as mediums you feel it, i.e. that negativity and things. So yeah, it's true.
Yeah, definitely.
The congregation will pick up on it. I walked in the church once and went, "Oh, committees at each other's throats," and I was jumped on. Who told you? And I went, "No, it's in your church."
But it comes back as that.
But somebody must have told you. I said, "Yes, your church told me. It's here. It's palpable, and it's horrible."
Yeah.
Well, they do. I said, "I don't care. You need to sort it out." And I said, "If you can't sort it out, one of you need to leave, because this is outrageous." And I'm walking into it, and every poor sod behind me is going to walk into this.
Very, very few committees can work harmoniously.
Yeah, because they make it such
it's this badge of power, this ego trip, this I'm important, it's my church. It's not your church, it's the people's church. You know. And
also, again, we're going back to the structure. We need the overhaul, the revitalising of our structure of churches, because that goes back to 1926. You know, when, let's face it, the standard of education was probably a lot higher in those days than today's. Well, because it was practical stuff. You had a very big reserve of people, because the old man went out and worked, and his wages were enough to A, buy the house, B, feed everybody, C, bit of money inside to go on holiday.
Yeah.
So the missus didn't need to go and work like today's world. So you had this huge reserve of people, and again, brought up in religious backgrounds, who were on tap to form the committees. So they worked.
Yeah.
Today's world is not like that.
No.
But have we changed the system? No.
The thing is, I think you go back to a time as well, like you said, you know, mum and wife would be at home, dad working, kids fed, clothed, all the things that go with it. But people spoke. They didn't have the technology. And so there was an element where people voiced the words.
Yeah.
And people would listen and intend and talk about it. And again, you know, word of mouth, you know, I saw this medium. I'm just giving an example. I'll have to come along.
And we had communities, so people knew.
Yeah.
So committees in churches, and it's not just spiritualism, it's any denomination. They knew the area, they knew the people in the area, they knew the people who were having a hard time, they knew the people that maybe keep an eye on that.
Yeah. But then if you go to the church, the community, the spiritualist church, it was very welcoming and very well attended. But now you've got so much that's on screen now. You can sit there 7 days a week and be part of a service and find a message somewhere. I say this now because it's true. In Essex, you can go somewhere 7 days a week and get a message.
When I said to somebody about tomorrow's service not having mediumship, and they went, "Oh," I said, "Listen, mediumship is 365 days of the year online. You know, if you're desperate, you want a message, turn the computer on, you'll find it."
Definitely go along with that.
You know, this is special.
This is a remembrance service.
Yeah. This is...
And my argument would be, you wouldn't have this service and 360 odd days a year. You would not have the opportunities if people didn't fight to protect freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, slightly over time there. 40 minutes. It's not bad.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
So did I.
I enjoyed that.
Poor Celia sat there thinking, I want to go to bed.
You all right, darling?
Yeah.
That's right. You're on there. You got to do the evening the mediumship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that'll be a no then, wouldn't it?
I'll take it. Yeah, you're not interested, love. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. The Remembrance service will be live online from tomorrow. But remember, we are starting slightly earlier at 11:45. And there's Bill and various members of the congregation will be supporting that service. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We're back live next week, and I believe I am with a wonderful lady from America. I believe I am. So, yeah, the adverts will be out for that. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. If you've been watching tonight, thank you so much for your presence and your comments. If you're watching in the future, we hope that, you know, the idea with these evenings is to stir up debate, stir up thinking.
Get your brain going.
Yeah. And just, you know, if you enjoyed it, great. If you didn't enjoy it, great, because that means you've got your own philosophy or belief structure you follow, and that's fine. Absolutely.
Protect your faith, protect your belief, and follow it.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I wish you all a very good night. So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. I like that line.
Oh, you've got a fan.
No, I don't believe I've got a fan.
You've got a fan. Great conversation this evening. I was on your guides workshop in Poole a few years back, Bill. Loved it and your work. There you go.
Thank you. I have got a fan.
Well done, It's 1-1.
1-1 now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.